Some neighbors wave at you in the morning. Others spy through the curtains. But only a few try to own your airwaves. While I moved into Sycamore Pines, I was just looking for peace. Not a battle. Not a reminder. Not a neighbor named Linda Withers. From the outside, she looked like someone's retired aunt. Permed gray curls, yoga capris, always carrying a gardening tote. But her true profession? Neighborhood surveillance. The kind that never quite says what it means. The kind that smiles while standing in your yard. I was the only black homeowner on my street. Didn't matter that I worked in cybersecurity. Didn't matter that I paid in full, renovated the place with my own hands, and volunteered at the local community center every other Saturday. To Linda, I was the anomaly. It started small. A complaint about the color of my mailbox. Not HOA standard, it was. Then a comment about how fast I drove, once while backing out of my driveway at 6 miles per hour. Then the weirdest one yet, a note slipped under my door that said, "Please refrain from using up all the bandwidth." At first I laughed. Was this some suburban joke? I checked my router. My network was private. No devices besides my own and my work gear. Still, my Zoom calls kept glitching. My download speeds nosedived. I ran diagnostics. And then I saw it. 5 unauthorized MAC addresses. Somebody was leeching my Wi-Fi. My stomach sank. I changed the password, enabled a firewall, killed all external ports. And that's when the trouble began. The very next morning, Linda stood on my porch. No knock, no call, just there. "I believe your internet went out," she said. I blinked. "Excuse me, I can't access my emails." Hier. Why would that have anything to do with me? She blinked right back. "I've been connected to your guest network since you moved in. You never changed the name or password, so I assumed it was shared. You assumed my private Wi-Fi was community property?" She scoffed. "You left it open." I crossed my arms, and when I locked it, her eyes narrowed. "That's very unneighborly. I should have shut the door. I should have walked away." But what she said next made me freeze. "My nephew's with the HOA," she said. "He'll want to know you're not complying with fair use standards." I almost laughed. There's no such thing. Yet. Then she turned and walked away, her tone sharper than the garden shears in her tote. That night, I got a message from my bank. Login attempt flagged. New IP address. Password reset requested. I bolted upright. I checked everything. Firewall logs. Server history. My personal laptop's IP trail. And that's when I saw it. Suspicious activity from within my own neighborhood block. Somebody had cloned a weak signal using a Wi-Fi repeater. They'd mirrored my old router login page and tried phishing me on my own network. I locked it all down, reported it, and set up a trap. I built a honeypot, an isolated fake network with trackers embedded into every login field. Then I waited. 3 days later, someone connected to guest_access_homenet. They tried logging into my Dropbox. Twice. I traced the MAC address. Guess where it led? Linda's house. But here's the part that still makes my hands shake. I went to confront her. Before I said a word, she opened her door and said, "Next time you want to lock people out, make sure they don't have your real password." I froze because I hadn't told anyone the name of that hidden admin access. My pulse raced. She smiled. "Oh, don't look so shocked. You really should wipe your old devices before donating them." My old tablet, the one I gave to the local donation center, the one that still had my saved credentials. And Linda volunteered there. That's when I stopped playing nice. I reported the breach to my company's cyber investigations unit. They flagged it as domestic cyber intrusion. I handed them the logs, the addresses, the footage from my Ring camera showing Linda standing by my utility box. They escalated it. Turns out, she wasn't just stealing internet. She was mining access to my work email. And I work with clients in data-sensitive industries. That made it federal. 2 unmarked cars showed up that Friday. Linda watched from her porch until they turned toward her walkway. She laughed, called it a misunderstanding, offered lemonade. They weren't thirsty. They had a warrant. They confiscated her laptop, her signal repeater, her hard drives, and found out she'd not only accessed my network, but stored metadata from multiple neighbors. Passwords, login attempts, email drafts, all from her guest access. She cried. She pleaded. But when the feds left, she was no longer smiling. The HOA issued a statement. She acted without our knowledge. Her nephew resigned. Linda was fined and ordered to attend cyber ethics courses. She also lost volunteer privileges across all local centers. Her internet was disconnected for 60 days. And me? I upgraded. New fiber line. Encrypted mesh network. Isolated VPN tunnel. I renamed my Wi-Fi. Not for Linda_5G. And for good measure, I moved the router right next to the window facing her porch. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't hacking back. It's building walls she'll never climb again. They thought it was just Wi-Fi. But it was never just Wi-Fi. It was privacy, safety, identity. It was about people like Linda thinking that what's yours is theirs, until you remind them whose name is on the deed and the IP address.